All right, let's just dive right in. The title of this explainer is a huge, huge promise. I know. How to fix your entire life in one single day. And look, I get it. It sounds like some kind of gimmick. But what we're about to walk through is a really powerful protocol. Less about a quick fix and more about a deep psychological reset. So let's get into it.
This quote right here, this is everything. This is the core idea we're going to unpack. It suggests that your results in life, what you achieve, aren't just about what you do. It's about who you are. Think about a bodybuilder. They don't have to use insane willpower to eat healthy or go to the gym. It's just who they are. Their identity is what drives their actions, not the other way around.
And this really shows why most self-improvement fails, doesn't it? We focus so much on our actions, which means we have to be disciplined all the time. It's this constant battle, and frankly, it's exhausting. It's fragile. But when you shift your identity, when being a healthy person or a productive person becomes your new default, well, then the right actions just happen. They're natural. They're permanent. You're not forcing yourself anymore. You're just being you.
Okay, so if changing our identity is the answer, why is it so hard? Why do we get stuck? Well, let's dig into the psychology of it because the real reasons are almost always invisible to us. It turns out there are these unseen forces, these hidden goals that are secretly running the show.
It all boils down to this really fascinating concept called teleology. Now, it sounds a little academic, but the idea is simple. Every single thing you do, every behavior, is aimed at some kind of goal. You scratch an itch to relieve the itch. Simple enough. But what about procrastinating on that big project? That feels like self-sabotage, right? Well, teleology says, nope, that's also aimed at a goal. You just don't consciously know what that goal is.
And this is the big mind shift right here. This totally reframes what we call failure. Your procrastination isn't some moral weakness or a sign you lack discipline. It's actually a success. It's a victory for a hidden part of you that has a different goal, like, say, protecting you from the criticism or judgment that might come if you actually finish your work and put it out there. You are succeeding. You're just succeeding at the wrong goal. So how does this hidden programming get installed in the first place? Well, it's this powerful feedback loop. It all starts with a goal. Maybe it was a goal you had as a kid, like, I need to please my parents to feel safe. So you act in a way that serves that goal, you get feedback, and over time, that behavior becomes automatic. It just becomes what you do. And then, and this is the critical part, it solidifies into your identity. I'm a people pleaser. And once that's who you think you are, you defend that identity like crazy, which just kicks off the whole cycle all over again. And the reason we defend it so fiercely is because of this, identity defense. Your brain literally cannot tell the difference between a threat to your physical body and a threat to your core beliefs about yourself. So when someone challenges a habit or an opinion that's tied to your identity, your body's stress response, your fight or flight system, kicks into high gear. This is why changing your mind or breaking a bad habit can feel like you're literally fighting for your life, because to your brain, you are.
Okay, so we get the problem. It's deep, it's powerful, and it's mostly unconscious. So what do we do about it? Let's turn the corner and talk about the solution. A powerful one-day protocol designed to consciously break this cycle.
This one-day reset is broken down into 3 simple phases. The morning is for a psychological excavation, basically digging deep to uncover the truth. Then, throughout the day, your job is to interrupt your brain's autopilot. And finally, in the evening, you synthesize all those insights into a new direction.
The first part of the day is all about getting brutally honest. And look, this isn't about beating yourself up. It's about generating the emotional fuel you need to actually change. You have to get crystal clear on the pain of your current situation, to become fully aware of the life you're tolerating before you can have any hope of building one you truly want.
So, you start by asking yourself some really deep and honestly uncomfortable questions, like this one. Just think about it for a second. Who do you really respect? A mentor, a parent, a hero? What's the one thing about your life right now that would just make you cringe to tell them? That feeling of discomfort? That's it. That's the raw energy we're looking for.
And here's another one that just cuts right through all the intellectual excuses we build for ourselves. Forget the well-reasoned justifications for why you're stuck. What's the real reason? The embarrassing one, the one that makes you feel weak or scared or just plain lazy. Just naming that vulnerable truth starts to strip away its power over you.
All right, so after that intense morning of excavation, the goal for the rest of the day is actually pretty simple. You have to break the spell. You need to jolt your system out of its normal, unconscious autopilot. And the way you do that is with scheduled prompts, like alarms on your phone.
And this is just a brilliant example of how simple and powerful this can be. Imagine it's 3:15 in the afternoon. You're probably just going through the motions. Then an alarm on your phone goes off with this question.
In that one instant, you're yanked out of the fog. You're forced to consciously look at what you're doing. Are you mindlessly scrolling social media? That's moving toward the life you hate. It forces a moment of pure, conscious choice. Okay, finally. As the day starts to wind down, it's time for the third phase. You take all the raw material you've gathered, all the pain from the morning, all the awareness from your pattern interruptions, and you synthesize it. This is where you stop looking backward at what's wrong and you start aiming yourself deliberately at a new future. And you do this by creating a new set of lenses to see your life through. First, the one-year lens. What's one concrete, undeniable thing that, if it were true a year from now, would prove the old you is gone? Then you zoom in, the 1 month lens. What's the project you need to tackle this month to make that 1 year vision possible? And then, most important of all, the daily lens. What are 2 or 3 simple actions the new you would just do tomorrow? No questions asked. This makes it real, right now.
So, you've done the reset. You have a new direction. But how do you make it stick? How do you make sure this whole journey stays compelling day after day? Well, the secret is to gamify it. You turn your life into a video game that you're obsessed with winning.
I absolutely love this framework. It's so powerful. You reframe your entire plan with game mechanics. Your grand vision for your life, that's the win condition. The life you're desperately trying to escape, that's what's at stake. Your 1 year goal becomes the main mission. That 1 month project, that's the big boss fight. And your daily actions are your daily quests. Suddenly, this isn't a chore. It's an epic adventure.
And the incredible side effect of setting up your life like this is that it creates this force field of focus around your mind. Seriously, when you're crystal clear on how you win, what's at stake, and what your daily quests are, all the other distractions and shiny objects just lose their power. You're not tempted because you're too busy playing your own game and winning it.
Because in the end, that's really what all of this is about. Your life is a story. It's a narrative that gets written every single day. And for a lot of us for a long time, that story has been written by our past, by our fears, maybe by what other people expect of us. So the only question left is a simple one. If you've been letting someone else write your story, are you ready to finally pick up the pen?